Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. In today's video, we're going through the Chapter 2 practice exam number 3. Now, you have seen a similar style of this practice exam for practice exam number 1. We're just going to go ahead and practice with a little bit more questions. Step number 1, when solving equations, you're going to circle your equals, draw a dotted line. You're going to circle your variable. Your variable is the letter that you see. So our letter is G. You're going to take your finger, you're going to cover that letter. I see a positive 5, so that means I'm going to be writing a minus 5 on both sides. Bring down your letter. Here we're going to use counters. So we have 20, take away 5, we have 15. So our answer, G, is equals to 15. Okay, question number 2. Circle your equals, dotted line, circle your letter. Now, our letter here is H, and H is attached to this line right here. It's not attached to 2. It's touching this line. This is called a division bar, and this division bar tells us that we need to undo by writing a multiplication symbol and a line on both sides. So here's my multiplication symbol, here's my line. Now, our goal is to remove this 2. So I'm going to pick up that negative 2 and I'm going to write negative 2 on both sides. Again, our task is to remove that negative 2 from the denominator. So I'm left over with this x. Here I have multiplication. So this is where you're going to use your multiplication table. And you're going to say same or different. This is different, so this is negative. 2 times 3 is 6. So we have negative 6 is equal to x as our answer. For the next one, notice how our letter is touching negative 2. Since our letter is touching this negative 2, when we rewrite this, we have to rewrite this using a multiplication symbol. So we don't just have 2h negative, we have negative 2 times h. Now that we see that multiplication dot, we need to undo multiplication by division. So I'm going to divide by negative 2 on both sides. Again, our task is to remove, bring down our letter, same or different division. So this is different, negative. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So h is equal to negative 7. Two-step equations, we're going to circle the dotted line, and now we're going to circle the term with the variable. So what that means is I'm going to circle this positive x over negative 3. I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to cover that term. Notice I have this, oh, you can't actually see that because my hand's in the way in my shadow. Let's try this right here. Notice that I have this negative 4. If I cover this up, I'm trying to get my shadow to go away. Let's see. This is better, worse. There you go. That's better. Okay. So when I cover up this x and negative 3, I see this negative 4. So this negative 4, we are going to add to both sides. Again, our task here is to remove, bring down your x over negative 3. On this other side, our task is to use counters to add and subtract in this step. So we have 4 pluses and 1 minus, which means negative positive. So 4 minus 1 is positive 3. Now we are not done because we still need to solve for x. X is attached to this line right here, and this is our division bar. To remove this division bar, we need to write our multiplication. So we're going to be writing a times symbol and a line on both sides. Our task, our goal is to remove this negative 3. So I'm going to be writing negative 3 on both sides. We are removing on this side. On the other side, on our left-hand side, we are going to be multiplying. We have a negative times a positive. That means our symbols are different. We're going to have a negative answer. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down your letter, your variable. So we have negative 9 is equal to x. Circle your equals, dotted line. Circle the term with your letter. So we have here r over 2. Take your finger, cover that r over 2. What do we see? We see a negative 1. So that means I'm going to be writing a positive 1 on both sides. Our task here is to remove this negative 1. Here, our task is to use counters to add and subtract. 4 minuses, 1 positive gives me a negative 4. Bring down the r over 2. Now remember, we're not done. We need to get r by itself. Right now, r is attached to this division bar. In order to remove the division bar, we're going to be writing in a times symbol and a line on both sides. Our goal right now in this step is to remove 2. So I'm going to be writing 2 on both sides. Bringing down our letter R. And here, same or different. 2 is positive, 3 is negative. This is different. 2 times 3 is 6. So our answer here is negative 6 equals R. Moving on, circle your equals, dotted line. Circle the term with your letter. Be careful, grab the plus. Okay, plus goes to K. Take your finger, cover that. Look at what we have. We have this, again with my shadow, we have this 4. Okay, so cover this up. We have this 4. 4 is positive, so I'm going to be writing a negative 4 on both sides. Our task is to remove. And here we're going to use counters. 5 minus 4 is a positive 1. Bring down the term with your letter. So we're going to bring down this positive K over 4. It is your choice if you want to bring down that plus. Because K is positive, having plus and not having plus still is positive. Our goal here is to get K alone. So I am noticing that K is attached to this division bar. To remove that division bar, we need to write our multiplication and a line on both sides. We need to remove 4, so I'm going to be writing 4 on both sides. And again, here we're going to bring down K, but on the other side, we need to actually multiply. So positive 4 times a positive gives us a positive. 4 times 1 is 4. Use your multiplication table for this, please. Moving down here for question number 3, this is not solving equation. This is distributive property. For distributive property, you are only going to be multiplying, then combining like terms if you have terms that are like. We're going to pick up this 4. We're going to bring it onto 3p. So 4 times open 3p, close it. Then we have what's called an English and, which is just a continuation. It doesn't have any mathematical value here. We're just continuing like in English we would. Then we're going to pick up the 4 again, and we're going to bring it onto this negative 5. Again, we are not going to be adding, subtracting here in this step. We are only going to be multiplying. So we're asking ourselves, same or different signs. Both are positive. I'm going to have positive. 4 times 3 is 12. Do I have a letter? Yes. That letter is P. Same or different signs. Well, I have a plus and I have a minus, so different. We got 4 times 5 is 20. Write out your answer without this plus in the beginning. And we got 12p minus 20. Okay, next one. Pick up this 2, bring it onto x. We get 2 times open x close. And pick up the 2, bring it onto this negative 3. 2 times open negative 3, close it. And what are we doing here? We are multiplying. 2 times x is just 2x. We just write it next to each other. Same or different? Different. 2 times 3 is 6. So we get 2x minus 6 here for our answer. Pick up this -2, bring it onto this -5v. -2 times open -5v, close it. And -2 and -4. So -2 times open -4, close it. Same or different? Same. 2 times 5 is 10. Do I have a letter? Yes, that letter is V. Same or different? Same. So I'm looking here. Ignore the plus. We don't need it. Same or different? Same. 2 times 4 is 8. Ignore this plus right here that I just circled, this one that I'm pointing to. We can remove it because it's in the beginning. So 10v plus 8 is our answer. Okay, moving on. Alrighty, next. Now we're going to be distributing and combining like terms. This is like chapter 1 and chapter 2 combined. So we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did a few moments ago, except at the very last step, I need to put things together. So we're going to pick up this -2. And I'm going to bring it onto 3. So -2 times open 3x, close it. And I'm going to pick up this -2 and I'm going to bring it onto a +4. -2 times open +4, close it. Now I do have this -5 at the very end. It's going to stay at the end. We're not going to be multiplying anything onto this -5. We're just bringing it down. Here we are going to multiply, so we get negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 3 is 6. Do I have a letter? Yes, that letter is X. Negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 4 is 8. Bring down your -5. And again, we're not multiplying this -5. This is just a -5. We're subtracting 5. Now, in this step, we do need to combine like terms. So we're looking for terms that either have the same letter or don't have any letters at all. So notice how -8 and 5 negative do not have any letters. They don't have X. So that means we're going to put these together. We get -6x. Now this step right here, you're going to use counters. So you're going to be adding, subtracting. You're not going to be multiplying. This is not times. This is -8 minus 5. You can use your fingers if you want. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we get 13 minuses. So -13. Okay, let's go again. Be careful on this one because you do have -5 touching the parentheses. So the number, 3 is a number. The number that we're just going to be bringing down is going to be this outside 3, not in the back of the parentheses, but in the front. So now we have -5 times open 2x close, and bring that -5 onto -4. So -5 times open -4 close. Bring down the 3. And we're going to multiply here. Negative times a positive is a negative. 5 times 2 is 10. Do I have a letter? Yes, X. Negative times a negative is a positive. 5 times 4 is 20. Same as before, there are going to be like terms for you to combine in this step. So we're looking for things that either have the exact same letter, so X is our letter, or we're looking for terms that don't have any letters at all. 3 does not have a letter, and +20 does not have a letter. So we are combining like terms. Bring down the -10x. Here again, we're using counters. Which means we're taking 20 pluses and 3 pluses, which gives me 23 pluses. Okay, moving on. We have a 5 here. We're going to bring that 5 that's touching the parentheses onto H. 5 times open H close. And we're going to bring that 5 onto this -1. 5 times open -1 close. We do have this -3h here, so we're going to bring down the -3h. We're going to multiply 5h by just writing it next to each other. positive 5, negative 1. So positive, negative, negative. 5 times 1 is 5. Bring down the negative 3h. Okay, now we're looking for terms that are like terms that either share the exact same letter or don't have any letters at all. So in this example, I'm actually noticing that I have H and I have H. So my like terms do share a variable, do share a letter. And so here again, we're going to be using counters. And we're just saying 5, take away 3, which is 2 H's, and then we bring down the minus 5. So 2H minus 5. Moving on, in chapter 2, we then started to do more complex equations. These are called multi-step equations. We're going to combine like terms on one side. So let's go ahead and circle our dotted line, circle our equals and draw a dotted line. And I'm going to cover this 2. I don't want to see the 2. I'm going to focus on this side here, and I'm looking for like terms. So terms that are like are ones that either share the same letter or don't share anything. Excuse me, let me try this again. Like terms are terms that share the same letter or do not have any letters at all. So for us, our like terms here is positive 1 minus 3. They do not have any letters. Now in this step, you're going to use counters. So we have negative 2x, and here I'm going to say, what is positive 1 take away 3? 1 plus, 3 minus. That gives me a negative 2. Again, so this negative 2 comes from combining like terms. I'm going to remove my paper. I do have a 2 here as well. We're going to bring that down. Now we are going to solve a two-step equation. Circle your term with the variable. Take your finger, cover it up. So now I see this negative 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Again, this side, our goal is to remove. This side, our goal is to use counters. So I got 2 plus 2, which is a positive 4. Bring down our negative 2 times x. We are not done. Our goal is to get x by itself. Right now it is attached to this negative 2 by multiplication. To undo multiplication, I am going to be dividing both sides by negative 2. On one side, our goal is to remove. On the other side, it is to divide. So here we want to remove our negative 2's, bringing down x. Here I am going to divide positive, negative. These are different, so I have a negative. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Let's put an equals here so we get x is equal to negative 2 as our answer. Okay, try again. Circle your equals, dotted line. Notice that one side has things, the other side only has one thing, so we're going to ignore that negative. 9. Here we're looking at what can be combined, and I'm noticing that there's 2 terms with n's. I got a negative 2n minus an n. Both have n's. This right here is going to be counters. So you're adding and subtracting these terms. If I have 2 n's that are negative, and I put in one more negative n, that means I have negative 3 n's. Bring down the negative 9. And when I have this negative 3n, what I really have is negative 3 times n. Because that number is touching that letter, there's a secret multiplication there. And we want to get n by itself. So how do we get rid of that times negative 3? We're going to divide by negative 3 on both sides. Now again, on one side, our goal is to remove. On the other side, it is to divide. Here we are removing our negative 3's. Here we are dividing by negative 3. Let's bring down this n. Same or different? Same, meaning our answer is going to be positive. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Use your multiplication table, please, for your division. Circle your equals, dotted line. cover up one of the sides. So I'm going to cover up negative 12 because it's only one thing there. We don't have to do anything on that side. We're going to take a look at what we can combine. We're looking for either shared letters, the same letter, or no letters at all. So be careful here. I'm going to color code this for you. I do have this negative 3m. So the negative belongs to the 3. I then have this negative 2 and a positive 2. Notice that both 2's do not have any letters. So these are going to be like terms, and we're going to use counters. So we have, let's bring down that negative 3m. And then what is 2 minus 2? 2 take away 2 are 2 positives, 2 negatives. That gives us 0. Let me actually change this a little bit because it looks like that 3m just happened from the green 2's. That's not true. So 2 minus 2 is 0. And then I'm going to bring in that negative 3m. Since it is just 0, we are going to remove it. 0 is nothing. So we have negative 12. Just bring that down. And negative 3m. Now remember, Nick, anytime a letter is touching a number, there is multiplication here. And what are we trying to do? What's our goal? Well, our goal is to get m by itself. How do we undo this multiplication? We're going to be dividing. On one side, we are going to be actually dividing. On the other side, we are going to be removing the term that we don't want, the coefficient to be exact. So here, negative 3, we are removing. Bring down your m. Here we are dividing. So negative gives me a positive. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So m is equal to 4, just like that. Make sure m is on your right side and 4 is on your left side. Make sure there's a balance. Don't just switch the letters here, the placement. All right, moving on. All right, let's go ahead and solve multi-step equations. Now this one, if you notice, it does have parentheses, so that means distributive property will be involved. I'm going to circle my equals and draw a dotted line. I'm going to draw the dotted line a little bit more extra, a little longer here. And we're going to pick up this 3. Now this 3 is going to go on 2. So 3 times open to close it. And that 3 is also going to go on this positive 3p. Bring down your 42. And what's our goal right now? Our goal is to multiply. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 3 positive 2 positive, which is a positive 6. And I have positive 3, which is a positive 9. Do I have any letters? Yes, that letter is P. Bring down the 42. This is now a two-step equation, so I'm going to circle the term with my variable, cover it up. That means I need to get rid of this positive 6. To do that, I am going to be subtracting 6 on both sides. Remove the 6's. This right here is counters. And bring down the positive 9 times P. Again, for counters, you can draw this out or you can use your fingers. 42 take away 6, we get 36. Our goal here, we have P. We need to remove 9, so we're going to write it on both sides. Now, on one side, our goal is to remove that 9. Bring down that P. But on the other side, our goal is to actually divide. We are dividing. When we are dividing, same or different, these are both positives. So our answer is going to be positive. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Bring down the equals. So for our answer, we get P is equal to 4. Okay, let's go again. 52 equals, so let's go ahead and circle our equals, dotted line. Here I do have parentheses, so I'm going to be distributing 4 times open 1, close it. And bring that 4 onto this negative 3n. 4 times open negative 3n, close it. Bring down your 52. Ask yourself, this is multiplication, so you got to ask yourself, are these same or different? These are same symbols. Positive, positive gives you a positive. 4 times 1 is 4. Same or different? These are different. One positive, one negative. Here, so we have different, negative. 4 times 3 is 12. Do I have a letter? Yes, that letter is N. Bring down the 52. This is now a two-step equation. Take the term with your symbol and letter. Circle it, cover it, and I see a positive 4. Here's your positive 4. We need to remove that positive 4 by subtracting 4 on both sides. Minus 4, minus 4. This step right here is counters. So either you need to write it out, draw them out, or you can do 52 take away 4. 52, 51, 50, and then count backwards, which gives us 48 positives. Bring down the negative 12 times n. Again, our goal is to get n by itself. Right now, it's attached as negative 12, so we're going to be dividing by negative 12 on both sides. But our goal here is to remove this negative 12 that's attached to n. That way we can bring down the n. And here, our goal is to actually divide. So positive negative division gives us a negative. 48 divided by 12 gives us a 4. So we have a negative 4 equals n. Moving on. Circle your equals, dotted line. Let's go ahead and bring this 3 onto 3. So 3 times open 3x, close it. And bring this 3 onto negative 3. 3 times open, negative 3, close it. And we have a negative 45 here. Bring that down. Multiplying positive times positive is a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Do I have a letter? Yes, it is X. Positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down the negative 45. Circle your term with a variable. Cover it up. What do we see? We have a negative 9. I'm going to be adding 9 to both sides. This side here, we're using counters, but however, on the other side, our goal is to remove these 9s. Bring down the positive 9 times x. And again, here you can use counters. I have negative 45 and 9. So you can do 45 minus 9 also, but make sure that you know that there's a lot more negatives here. So we're going to have a negative. Negative 45 take away 9. And I'm using my fingers over here. 36. Our goal is to get x by itself. Right now it's attached to 9, so I'm going to be dividing 9. Here we are removing, bringing down our x. Here we're actually going to be dividing. Take a look at our symbols. We do have a positive 9. We can do positives if you want here like this. Positive 9, negative 36. These are different symbols, so negative is our answer. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Oh, I didn't plan it, but looks like all of our answers are 4s. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Solve the following multi-step equations, distribute, combine like terms, then solve. So these are going to be your highest level questions on the exam. This is going to be where you are distributing, combining, and solving. So you're doing basically a lot of things in the space provided. So write small. Okay, we are writing small in this one. Let's start out by circling your equals. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy it first. I'm going to shift it over so I have more space. 42 equals 3, open, 3 minus 3m, close it, minus 2m. Okay, I didn't change anything. I just copied it down just for more space. Equals, dotted line. Since I am distributing, I'm going to take this 3. I'm going to multiply onto 3. 3 times open, 3, close it. And I also need to take the 3 and multiply it onto this negative 3m. 3 times open, negative 3m, close it. Now I do have this negative 2m on the outside. Then I'm just going to write on the outside. We're bringing it down. We are not multiplying this negative 2m. Bring down your 42. Let's go ahead and multiply. Positive, positive, positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Positive, negative, negative. 3 times 3 is 9. Do I have a letter? Yes, that letter is M. Bring down your negative 2m and your 42. In this step here, we need to combine like terms. So we're looking for terms that either have the same letter or terms that don't have any letters at all. So I'm noticing that I have a negative 9m and negative 2. These are like terms, so we need to use counters. Negative 9, negative 10, negative 11m. I have negative 9 and 2 more negatives. So negative 11m is what I have. Make sure you don't forget this positive 9. Bring down your 42. This is now a two-step equation. I am going to circle the term with my letter, cover it up. I see this positive 9 that I'm going to be removing. We are going to be subtracting 9, bringing down our, let's do dotted line here, negative 11 times m. And here again, 42 take away 9. You can use counters if you'd like, or you can use your fingers. So 42 take away 9 gives me a positive 33. Our task right now is to get m by itself. M is attached to negative 11 by multiplication. So we are going to be dividing by negative 11 both sides. Our goal here is to remove this negative 11. However, on the other side, our goal is to divide. Bring down your m, your equals, and then same or different. Positive 33 and a negative 11, these are different symbols. So we're going to have a negative 33 divided by 11 is 3. Okay, moving on. I'm going to go ahead and circle my equals, dotted line. Bring down the 52. On this side, notice that we do have a 1 here. This 1 does not belong to that plus, so be careful. We just have 1 that we're going to bring down. However, this positive 3 is what I'm going to be bringing onto 4. So positive 3 times open 4k, close it, and positive 3. We can just put positive 3 because there's already a plus there. Positive 3 times open, times positive 1. Make sure that you're multiplying here. Let's go ahead and bring down that 52 and that 1. That's not going to change. Here we have 3 positive times positive 4 is a positive 12. Do I have a letter? Yes, that letter is K. Next, we have positive, positive. Positive 3 times 1 is 3. Do I have anything to combine? Yes, in this section you will have things to combine, but you have to make sure to identify like terms. Like terms are terms that share the same letter or don't have any letters at all. So I have a 1 without a letter. I have a 3 without a letter. These are like terms. So I'm going to bring down my 52. 1 plus 3 is 4. And bring down our plus 12k. And you can say positive 4, it's fine. Here we are back to a two-step equation, circling the term with my variable. Cover it up. What do you see? I have a 4. 4 needs to be on the other side. How do we do that? Well, we see a positive. We're going to be subtracting 4 on both sides. This right here, again, are counters. This right here, again, are remove. Bring down your positive 12 times k. And again, here you can take away 52, take away 4, which is 48, or you can draw them out. These are a little bit longer, so if you are larger numbers, so if you are drawing them out, it will take you a little bit of time. So sometimes using your fingers counting backwards is better. 48, positive. Positive 12 here. Again, what are we doing? We are trying to get k by itself. How do we get k by itself? By dividing a positive 12. Now, on one side, our goal is to divide. However, on the other side, our goal is to remove. We are removing this positive 12, leaving k by itself. Same or different? Same. Both of them are positive. 12 and 48 gives me 4. Moving on, we get One more multi-step equation. Circle your equals dotted line, bring down the 46. Okay, so lots happening here. Let's go ahead and highlight what is not part of the distributive property. So we have a 4x in the front. So we're going to keep that 4x. That 4x is not touching that -2, okay? So we're not doing anything with that negative. This negative belongs to 2. So when we are distributing, we are taking that -2 onto 1 and that -2 onto this -4x. Multiply to distribute, bring down your 46. Your 4x stays as well. That doesn't change. Here we are multiplying negative, positive, negative. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative, negative is a positive. 2 times 4 is 8. And do we have a letter? Yes, that letter is X. Ignore the plus. That one's just an English and. It's just a continuation. In this step, do we have things to combine? Yes. We're taking a look at like terms. Which ones have no letter or which ones have the same letter? So notice how 4x and positive 8x both have x in it. So here we're going to use counters. We have 4 x's and 4 more x's, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means I have 12 x's. Bring down your -2 here and your 46. This is now a two-step equation. Circle your 12x, take your finger, cover it up. This is the number we are removing. We have a +2. We need to remove +2. Sorry, we have a -2. I can see. -2. How do we remove a -2? By adding 2 to both sides. Remove on one side, counters on the other side. So 46, 47, 48. Positives. Here we're bringing down a +12 times x. Extend your dotted line. Our task here is to get x by itself. It is attached to a +12. We are removing that +12 by division. On one side, we are dividing. On the other side, we are removing. We are removing these 12s on the right-hand side to get x to be alone. Here we are dividing. Positive, positive gives me a positive answer. 48 and 12 is 4. So 4 is equal to x. Make sure you don't switch these around. X is on the right, 4 is on the left. 4 seems to be a popular answer on this page. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on. Our final thing that we learned in chapter 2 is evaluating functions. And evaluating functions includes inside versus outside notation. So let's take a look at what inside looks like. First, let's color code the names of our functions. So for example, if you have the letter F, that means we're going to be using the function F. Here's another F. That's it. Next, we have the function H. Where's H? H is here. Next, we have a function G. Here's G. Do we have any more G's? Yeah, there's G right here. And next, we have a function K. And here's K. So all of these have a name, and the name represents the function you are supposed to use. Next, notice that we have things that are inside of parentheses. This -4 is inside. This 2 is inside. This 1 is inside. This 5 is inside. This -4 is inside. This -3 is inside. When you have things inside, you are going to be putting that number inside of your function. Let's start. F is your function. I'm going to copy down -2, open, x minus 1, close it, plus 3. The next step is going to be to open for x. And I'm going to take my x number, this inside number, and I'm going to put it inside, replacing x. I'm going to remove x, and I'm going to put in -4. Now, this is now order of operations, PEMDAS, where I see parentheses, so I have to do the parentheses inside first. -2, open, close it, plus 3. Here I have 4 minuses. Minus 1 gives me a negative 5. Now, because negative 2 is touching the parentheses, this is multiplication. We are going to times this, same or different, same, both are negative. 5 times 2 is 10, and we still have this plus 3 here, which gives me 13. Now, this is not the answer. Let's write the answer. The answer has to be f of negative 4, close it, is equal to 13. Here is my answer. You have to have it in the correct format. Let's try again. Now we have a different function, h. So let's copy down 4, open x minus 3, close it, minus 2. We're going to open up for x. Here's x minus 3, close it, minus 2. The number that is going inside of x, 2 is inside. So let's put 2 in here. Again, we have parentheses. So we have to evaluate the inside of the parentheses first. This is order of operations. 4 times open, close it, minus 2. 2 take away 3 or negative 3, 2 pluses gives me negative 1. We are going to be multiplying here. So same or different, different. 4 times 1 is 4. We do have this negative 2 here. So we get negative 4s and negative 2s. This is counters at negative 6. Let's write our answer. H of 2 is equal to negative 6. Okay, moving on. We have another f function, negative 2, open. I'm going to skip a step because it's right here. Minus 1, close it, plus 3. We have our parentheses. We have our inside number, and that inside number is 1. Okay, so let's do the parentheses first. Negative 2, open, close it. 1 minus 1 is 0, plus 3. This is multiplication. This is times. So 2 negative times 0 is 0. We have a plus 3. So we have our answer of f of 1 equals 3. Okay, now for this one here, this is going to be your work. I will be checking. I'm not going to be doing these. This is going to be your work. So you have your first 3 questions here on your own. You're going to be working on your own, okay? All right, let's go ahead and do the same thing. Now this one in 8 is actually on the outside. So let's first name our functions. I have G. G, where is G? G is right here. I have H. Where's H? H is here. And I have K. K is right here. Now, take a look at where our number is in the question. This number is on the outside of our parentheses. This is after our equals. It's outside the equals. So what ends up happening, let's take G, 6x plus 5. And because negative, just kidding, this is positive, 41 equals is on the outside, we're going to write the equals 41 on the outside. Now, our goal is completely different. Here, we're using order of operations from chapter 1. Here, we are solving equations from chapter 2. Let's go ahead and circle our equals dotted line. Circle the term with the variable. This is a 2-step equation. Take your finger, cover it. I'm going to be subtracting 5. You can use counters. You can use your fingers. I am going to use fingers here to take away 5 and 41. So 41 take away 5. We have 36. Bring down the 6 times x. Our goal is to get x by itself, so I will be dividing by 6, dividing by 6. On this side, we are removing. On this side, we are dividing. X is then equal to positive 36 divided by 6 is a positive 6. Okay, let's go again. This time we are taking our h function. We got 4, open x minus 3, close it minus 2. Again, where is our number located? Our number here is located on the outside, so we're going to be writing equals negative 22 on the outside. Circle your equals dotted line. This is now solving. This is not PEMDAS. This is not order of operations. Notice on this example, this is actually a level 3 example because this is going to be distributive property, combining like terms, then solving. Let's take your 4 onto x. 4 times open x, close it. And let's take the 4 onto negative 3. Oh, and then I do have this negative 2 that's just fighting for its life, so we'll bring that down here, negative 2. And negative 22 on the other side. Multiply, we get 4 times x, which is 4x. Positive, negative, negative. 4 times 3 is 12. Bring down the negative 2. Now again, here we're just ignoring this 22. That's gone right now. Let me see if I can cover it up really quickly. We're not looking at that. We're looking at this right here because we need to first combine like terms before we do any sort of other solving. Notice that we have negative 12 minus 2. Both do not have a letter. Our letter is x, and these numbers don't have x. So that means we're going to be using counters and saying 4x, bring that down. And here we have negative 12. 2 more negatives is negative 14. We get a negative 22 here. Perfect. Alrighty, now two-step equation, circle the 4x, cover it up, dotted line, plus 14, plus 14. This one here, maybe we should use counters. It's okay, let's see if we can use our fingers. And say 14, 22, 22 minuses. I'm bringing down the 4x. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I get 8 negatives. Here we are dividing by a positive 4, dividing by a positive 4. On this side, we are removing. On this side, we are actually dividing. So make sure that you write in your division symbol. And we have x, let's bring down x, is equal to positive negative. So that means our answer is negative. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, let's do this one more time. K, where's our K? K is right here at negative 7, x plus 2. We have this negative 26 on the outside. So we're going to be writing negative 26 on the outside. Circle your equals, dotted line, and we are solving. Now, this is back to, just like we did here on 6x plus 5, this is back to a two-step equation, so no distributive property, no combining like terms in the beginning. But we do want to remove this 2, so we're going to be subtracting 2. Remove, bring down, and I get negative 7 times x. Here we are using counters. So negative 26 and 2 more negatives gives me a negative 28. Here, our goal is to get x by itself, so we are dividing by negative 7. Same or different? Same. So both are both are negative, giving us a positive answer. Both are negative, giving us a positive answer. And 28 divided by 7 is 4. All right, beautiful people. There are 3 more questions. This is going to be an on your own. So I am going to be walking around, checking the following 6 questions. 3 here, 3 here. Once you are done, please let me know. Thank you so much.